occasion, and it certainly was. When Kendrick Lamar and SZA arrived in San Francisco for their grand national tour at Oracle Park, the city prepared for more than just a concert. It was gearing up for a cultural phenomenon. What would typically be a breezy Thursday evening filled with traffic congestion transformed into something extraordinary. Thousands of fans flocked to the ballpark early, with the streets around the stadium buzzing with excitement. People moved in waves, some sporting merchandise from previous tours, while others donned fresh GNX apparel still showing creases from the packaging. Welcome to celebrity rap life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Today, we're diving into a world where fame meets fire and headlines write themselves. The excitement began even before sunset. By noon, ticket sales had commenced, with lines already wrapping around the plaza. By 3 p.m., Lefty O'Dowd Plaza had turned into a bustling marketplace, with official merchandise booths selling limited edition hoodies, screen-printed posters, neon GNX lanyards, and vinyl reissues of Control, Damn, and the newly released GNX album. Fans were purchasing items in large quantities, and it was clear who they had come to see. Admiration was palpable. At exactly 5 p.m., the gates opened, and the crowd surged into Oracle Park, where the outfield had been transformed into a stage setup that matched the grandeur of the tour. Massive LED displays, a towering GNX emblem hanging above a multi-tiered platform, and a runway extending deep into the field, bringing the performers closer to the audience. This was more than just a concert. It was a large-scale spectacle within a ballpark. By 7 p.m., the seats were packed with over 40,000 attendees eagerly awaiting the start as the lights dimmed and a haunting instrumental filled the air. Then, as the crowd erupted, SZA appeared from a cloud of golden fog. Clad in a flowing white outfit, she kicked off the show with Seek and Destroy, a standout track from SZA. Her voice resonated beautifully, cutting through the night with clarity. She commanded the stage with a delicate presence. No dancers, no fireworks, just her and the music. She smoothly transitioned into Love Galore, the song that first brought her into the mainstream spotlight, and the audience responded instantly, singing along to every word. When she performed Snooze, the atmosphere shifted to something softer and more intimate. Sitting at the edge of the runway with her legs dangling above a cloud of stage smoke, it felt as though she was serenading the city. But the highlight everyone had been anticipating arrived midway through her set. The beat for Kill Bill dropped, and the crowd erupted in excitement. A cinematic backdrop lit up the screens, showcasing a stylized visual narrative that combined anime and grindhouse elements. SZA moved across the stage with calculated confidence, embodying a revenge theme as fans shouted along, "I might kill my ex." Then, almost as if it were scripted, there was a pause. The screens went dark, followed by a deep rumble. The bass reverberated powerfully, and a new energy surged through the stadium. Kendrick Lamar emerged from a platform at center stage. No formal announcement. No grand introduction. Just Kendrick, a figure in a leather jacket and GNX cap, illuminated by a single spotlight. The performance kicked off with DNA. The beat hit hard, sending the crowd, already energized from SZA's earlier set, into a frenzy. Kendrick's delivery was as intense as ever, each line cutting through the music with precision. His movements were deliberate, reminiscent of a skilled boxer in command of the ring. He seamlessly transitioned through Element, Backseat Freestyle, and Money Trees, weaving together different phases of his career like chapters in a book. Each verse served as a reminder that Kendrick wasn't merely on tour, he was in command. However, the energy shifted when he moved into Pride and Love, softening the atmosphere. The lighting cooled, and the visuals became abstract. Paint strokes, silhouettes of children playing, hands reaching for the sky. He brought the audience down just enough for reflection. Then, Kendrick shifted to songs from GNX, the album that sparked this tour. He opened with Free Market, an anti-capitalist anthem delivered with a preacher's fervor. "I seen gold turn to rust when it's fed to the youth," he rapped, fists clenched. The crowd erupted, many singing along despite the album being released just weeks prior. That's the impact. That's the admiration. Next came Faithless, a deeply personal track that critics have hailed as one of Kendrick's most vulnerable since You. With a stripped-down arrangement from the band, the stage darkened except for a single spotlight on him. "If I die without belief, will I meet my father or just my past?" he pondered. Blending therapy with performance art, SZA returned for a high point in the set. All the Stars began with a surreal interlude featuring a full string section building beneath a cosmic animation on the large screens. As the beat dropped, Kendrick and SZA stood back to back at the end of the runway, exchanging lines like a ritual. Then came the most electrifying moment of the night. The crowd anticipated what was next before the first line even dropped. Not like us. The diss track that shook the hip-hop scene was now being performed live in the Bay Area, and the audience erupted in unison. From the moment Kendrick declared, "Number 1, I ain't the one to play with," the energy was explosive. He didn't hold back for the tour. Every jab, every taunt, every "they not like us" echoed throughout the ballpark, louder than any stadium chant. By the second chorus, the entire crowd was bouncing. SZA, now wearing a black and red GNX bomber jacket, danced at the edges, energizing the audience as Kendrick growled through his verses. That song, already a historic hit, felt even more powerful in person, a generational mic drop resonating through the atmosphere. What followed was a celebratory moment. Kendrick performed "All Right," a song that has long surpassed its original album setting. As he repeated, "We gon' be all right," the audience raised their arms, creating an atmosphere reminiscent of a church or perhaps a revolution. SZA returned to the stage for her solo piece, "Good Days," her voice drifting like incense throughout the crowd. Together, they concluded the evening with "Collide," an unreleased song that had been hinted at earlier in the tour. Fans had only heard brief clips online, but the live performance was rich and cinematic, part love song, part battle anthem. It finished with both artists silhouetted against a vivid, fiery backdrop, with the GNX symbol rising behind them. Then came silence. No encore, just a final bow. They walked off together, facing away from the audience, as 40,000 people stood in awe. The Grand National Tour, already making headlines for its artistic vision and raw emotion, reached a new high in San Francisco. The city didn't just host a concert, it experienced a moment. Kendrick Lamar and SZA didn't merely perform, they revealed, they preached, and they connected. For 2 hours, Oracle Park transformed into something sacred. Outside the venue, fans lingered. Some buzzed with excitement, while others stood still, trying to process what they had just witnessed. It was no longer about celebrity or even the music. It was about being present for a night when two of the most significant artists of their generation poured their hearts, pain, joy, rebellion, love, into an unforgettable experience. Backstage, the atmosphere was euphoric. Kendrick, usually reserved, shared smiles with his team. SZA hugged her bandmates and expressed her gratitude to each of them. There was speculation that the show might be filmed for a future streaming release, as cameras had been spotted in unusual locations throughout the night, and drones hovered discreetly above the stadium. Regarding ticket prices, they had been a major topic of discussion in the weeks leading up to the event. General admission tickets sold out within minutes of their release, and resale prices skyrocketed beyond $1,000. Some VIP packages reached $2,500, which included meet and greets, early access to merchandise, and a pre-show Q&A with Kendrick's production team. However, no one leaving Oracle Park on Thursday night mentioned what they had paid. They only spoke about what they had felt. This was more than just another stop on a tour. It was a powerful statement from two artists who refused to be limited. Kendrick's fierce lyrical prowess and sharp intellect, combined with SZA's ethereal strength and emotional openness, created a unique contrast that few other tours can replicate. One moment featured intense battle rap, while the next was a poignant ballad about yearning. It was both a protest and a form of poetry. The Grand National Tour still has upcoming performances in cities like New York, Atlanta, Chicago, and eventually Los Angeles, but San Francisco has emerged as a pivotal moment. Fans had been curious whether Kendrick could maintain the same energy night after night, and if the significance of the GNX message could resonate across different locations. Oracle Park provided the answer: absolutely. Moreover, it amplified the message. When Kendrick declared, "They not like us," it transcended mere rap rivalry. It was a proclamation that artists like him and SZA are one of a kind. Their journey, purpose, and performances are not bound by trends, industry standards, or record labels. In a landscape filled with scripted tours and pre-recorded vocals, the Grand National Tour feels alive. It breathes, falters, and erupts with energy. San Francisco witnessed it at its most vibrant. Long after the stage lights faded, as fans made their way toward the Embarcadero and BART stations, the memories lingered. A girl holding a signed poster quietly recited lyrics. A group of friends replayed videos on their phones, cheering at every high note. A father told his teenage son, "You'll remember this night when you're my age." He's likely correct. Some concerts are just concerts. This one was not. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.